The dog's just checking out the footings for us, I think. Hey folks, welcome back. It's the Big Barn Build. Today it's time for a bit of a spring clean. We're going to get to work moving all of this somewhere over there. It's going to be more exciting than it sounds. Stick around, let's see how we get on. Right, so I mentioned in the last video, or a previous video, about this area here down the side of the barn, which also is the only route into this sort of courtyard, no man's land in the middle here. Therefore, we need to make the most of that before we start changing the levels, getting drainage in, and no longer be able to bring plant up that alley. So that's what today's all about. We've managed to clear the route through. We think we know we can get most of it out this way. We're gonna have to build a ramp up with the digger, get the digger up here, and then see how we can chew our way through this. Lots of time lapse, I think, today. So, digger's got to get from there to there. Well, that wasn't quite so easy as I thought, but we're up. So we're now gonna work out how much of this to take away and how much we want to leave there as far as getting the dumper in. So Tom's coming in with a dumper, that's the next challenge. I'm not quite sure how this dumper is going to come up. It's going to come up forwards. We're going to have to just reverse back all the way around to the pile where we're dumping it. Oh, she's wide. Okay, I think it's going to work. I think the route in and out down there for the dumper works. This is small but capable enough. Obviously it takes a long time to fill the dumper of that size, but we probably would have struggled to get a bigger machine up here without more risk of hitting something. Obviously the reach would be nicer, but anyway, it is what it is. So we're going to leave that cable nicely safely buried for now. Dumper is now able to come about 1.5 meters, 2 meters further. We can lose this, and then once we're at a point where we've got a level platform up here, then we will move that cable out the way. Then the dumper is only going to be able to come to here anyway, so it'll just come up, we'll pull from that end, load, back out again. Right, this is how we're looking now. We've made our way in. It doesn't look it, but we've taken an awful lot of material out. What we're doing now is making a start on removing some of these sheets. Now the plan is that once the slab goes in there, we're going to use concrete panels on the lower section, just 1 meter high or so. So we don't need these sheets in there, or certainly not at this point. And I think it's going to be easier if we can then raise that terrace section up with the sub base, so as soon as we hit planings or any crushed hardcore in here, we can actually pile that up there and deal with it from that side. Because they're 15-foot bays, I can swing in there with the digger. That way we can kind of start sculpting this as we go. So what we decided is that rather than try and remove all these J-bolts, they're going to be so seized tight and painted over, and we don't need them. So Tom's the other side just zipping off the J, and we're hoping we can punch them through and just lift these sheets out. Well, we cut them off the other side, but these top ones are holding 2 or 3 sheets at a time that are just binding up on the blade on the grinder. So we tried taking them off. Sockets don't fit, they're kind of weird old school square nuts. So we're going to just see if an adjustable, just crank them off the end, but they've been painted quite a few times. The dog's just checking out the footings for us, I think. What you found? You found some rats? Kill them, Max.
Quite a hollow.
Yeah, I know. It could literally be a rat city. Yeah, that all she's found. A nice big white truffle. Getting somewhere. Just had the absolute nightmare of when the skip company turns up without you knowing, and you have like maybe a quarter of the skip empty still, and you have that panic. I can't be the only one. That panic when you're like, quick, what can we put in the skip? So a bit gutted that we probably didn't get our money's worth out of that one. But anyway, I did get the digger on it a couple of days ago, so it's quite crushed down, but it was all the lightweight stuff that we just couldn't either take to the tip or couldn't recycle. Oh, it's the stuff that frustrates me. Packaging. Anyway, we're making a good start on this, and I think that was a good shout, getting rid of that cladding, because it's made us, well, we can do it all from both sides now, including using the dumper from that side. So instead of doing this little alley of dumper, which is not great, we can bring the dumper up here and load it from, well, we can just poke it through. I think it will work quite well. Right, sorry, camera ran out of battery. Okay, so as I was saying, because we need to build the ground up in here when we sort out the sub base, but we don't want to rely on shuttering to hold back sub base and a slab and then remove that, and then what you end up with is edge of a slab and then the bottom erodes away and it's not great. So what we want to do is carry through the sub base level from inside all the way throughout on this terrace, and this terrace then acts partially as a bit of a retaining wall and I guess a bit of a feature, like an apron along the back of the barn, but it also sorts out that issue. So this can just remain gravel up here on top of it, but we know that it's continuous all the way through and it's going to offer the slab plenty of support all the way to the edge. Well, we did a bit more this morning. We have to leave it here because we're just getting distracted, and we could go all week at this and not make much progress on the barn. So we've got to a point now where we're down to inside slab level, which is why there's 50 odd ducks the other side of that making a noise, hearing me here. The nice thing now is we've got a clear run to get our trench in for utilities. So I'll explain that because that's kind of why I'm doing this now. So currently, this is the kind of edge of the barn conversion. So I think we've got something like 1.2, 1.5 meters coming down here. We need to do a retaining wall here, but the main thing is to have this path running all the way down, and it'll get higher and higher. Well, it'll actually go back to its original height all the way to the end with the wall retaining that side. But coming back to utilities, we've got our flow and return for air source heat pump there. So there's got to be a slab against that wall. And then there's conduit here ready. One of those has got our 3-phase coming in. Sorry about the wind again. So not long from now, we need to be thinking about solar. And that's kind of just ticking away in the background, agreeing what we're going to go for on the roof. But also, because we are, our meter is over in that stone barn over there. It's where the mains comes in. Ideally, from what I understand, get out the wind a bit. Now, ideally, from what I understand, the solar needs to be, sorry, the batteries and gateway and inverters are probably best being by the meter, which is over there. Which means we've got to take the cables from the roof, DC cables, forgive me if I'm getting this wrong, off the roof, down, under, trenched all the way to there, and then, well, that's done. We've already got our 3-phase coming in back to the farm and into the barn around the farm. So we need a trench back to there, and we can also then at the same time put our supply, the 3-phase in, so one that way, one this way. And I think that's what we need to do. The other option costs more, I think I'm right in saying, because of the size of the cable, if we had the inverters this end. And I think it's down to having the gateway. So the gateway bit is whether, if you lose power from the grid, then it will automatically switch over and basically put you off grid. Anyway, there's people who know far more about this than me, lots of people, and they're going to be coming to site on Friday, hence why I've started digging here. So we're down to level here. This will be trenched. I'm going to clear out the rest of this, and then over and round. That's already down at the right height, so believe it or not. So we'll clear all that, and we can at least trench round and know that it's deep enough that it's never going to be disturbed again. We've also done a fair bit of, you know, banking up and moving stuff. We can't get the dump around here. Tom tried, but it also took a little while to get it back out again. So what we realised is now we've taken off the back of this Dutch barn, just the sheets, which came out nicely, we can pile stuff into there. And even better than that, the third bay, which is this one here, we're quite level the other side of there, so we should be able to drive the dumper in and just poke the bucket out. So basically, whoever's driving it needs to have their nose up against the wall because the roll bar's on it. So they'll have to come forward as far as possible, and then that means that all of this can go into that, because this isn't too bad. This is, well, it's more soily than most of the stuff around here. So we just need to get that cleared, get it down to a pile, and then I'm going to see if I can get a local contractor to come out. He's got like a civvy thing, what do you call it, grader, screener on a 5-ton machine, and we can just screen all this and actually use it, and then all the stuff that comes out the bottom that we don't want can go in the backfill where we've got the retaining walls. Which means if we jump back up in here, when the slab prep goes on in here, slab's going to be at the height of that steel angle. You can see how much it needs to be supported at the back there. So we'll have the retaining wall in, all the sub base will be level all the way through, shutter it, slab it, and then what we're going to be doing, instead of putting the steel cladding back in there, I'm going to be using these concrete panels. Now the concrete panels are going to be great for the retaining walls out there. We've got loads of steel columns, RSJs, that we've taken out of the barn and from other places around the farm. We'll be using those vertically in concrete footings and then just drop them down inside. And then on the inside of these ones, we'll do the same, try and get out the wind. In here, what happens is we've got, you can get about 1.5 meters, 1.5 meters by 100 mil. And I think they're about £200. They're quite affordable, and I couldn't build a wall that quickly, let alone cheaply, without piers, and you know, it's a good option. So they're going to sit inside these, and they have like a cleat, like a bit like a J-hook, a cleat that goes on the back. So they will sit inside and just be flush all the way. So you have a clean wall all the way along, which by the time the slab comes up to height is about here. So while this sheet would be okay, we'll have to cut that one. At the back, it'll work perfectly because that sheet will overlap the concrete wall. And I've gone through and graded the whole front here, but we're at height here, but we're too high out there. So I'm actually going to use a bigger machine probably and pull about 200 mil off all of that out there, pull it this way, use it in here, and I think it's good. I think it'll be a tidier way to do it. It will take a bit of the steepness out of that slope. This therefore will have a retaining wall Tom was measuring up earlier, I think we're 1.6 off the wall, so we'll dig a footing every, if we might want to do 20-foot panels or 15-foot panels. They come as certain sizes, so we'll basically have one down here, and then we'll just get a big telehandler in, plonk them in, job done. Back, well, we'll run a bit of a drainage down the back, backfill it, and then all of this can come up in height as well, so we can lose a load of that rubbly, like substandard. Way, he's gone. Some of the substandard soil up into it. We'll come along here. We'll have a neat corner, basically returning this back to the height it was. But most importantly, all of that courtyard was down where it used to be. No damp going through these walls. They can stay dry. This is far more usable as a space. It's all a bit head scratchy, and we're getting there, but I think it's worth doing. And it's just because we need to get the utilities in, get the trench done, get drainage. We've got the 160 mil drainage pipe, which is taking the rain from this roof, rain from that roof, rain from this roof, so down into here, along, big inspection chamber, along, and then joins up into the original drains and off to the brook. So a lot to get done, and well, we're plasterboarding tomorrow because there's nothing like variety. It's the spice of life, isn't it? And on that note, I've got a load of pigs and chickens to feed, so I'm going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed that little segue from normal routine DIY. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time.